everybody, and welcome to Pixel Street Podcast, episode 81. Where each and every week we get together and we talk about one of the things we love most, and that is, of course, video games. As always, I'm one of your hosts, Joel Campos, and today I am joined by the man who has sold half of all PS4s that have been sold to date, John Hansen.
I mean, it feels like it. I have sold a lot over my time in retail.
How many do you think you've sold over your time in retail? Rough estimate. 1,000? 500?
Let's see. It came out in 2013. Easily 500.
Easily?
Yeah. I mean, I've been in retail since before that, so like I've been selling this stuff for a long time.
Just wheeling and dealing PS4s out of your trunk?
Yeah. They're the black market PS4s.
All right. This week we're going to be talking about the Kotaku Drama, as we just have some breaking news that just came in. PS4's amazing sales, not just the ones that John has sold. And Miyamoto, he is still a legend. If you could have guessed that. I doubt you could have guessed that, John.
Oh, he is.
But before we get to all that, you can find the Pixel Street Podcast on most podcast platforms on Fridays, as well as on YouTube. You can now watch the show directly on our Facebook group by searching for Pixel Street Podcast over there. Send us emails, pixelstreetpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, where we do plan on doing a giveaway once we hit 100 followers, at Pixel Street Pod over on Twitter. But yeah, let's just, I guess, get right into it. Let's look at this upcoming releases in the next week here.
Before we get into that, though, let's just mention the free games that were just announced today. In November, the free games for PS4 are Neo and Outlast 2, and on Xbox, you got Sherlock Holmes and The Final Station for the first, at least half of the month for those two, and then Star Wars Jedi Starfighter and Joyride Turbo are the second half. So, oddly enough, Sherlock Holmes, I think this is the first month that only one Xbox One game is free in a month. Nope, The Final Station is one. Okay, I was thinking that was a 360 game. Never mind. Yeah, nothing really noteworthy there personally, but hey, they're free games. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Complain about it?
Yeah,
yes,
right?
Because that's what people on Twitter were doing earlier.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
But yeah, let's get into the new games coming out in the following week.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah. Are you getting that, John?
Not at launch, probably, but at some point I will. I just love buying Nintendo games, so sooner or later I will get it. I just don't have the money at the moment. Do you plan on getting it?
No, I've never played a Luigi's Mansion game, so I have virtually no hype for this.
I gotcha. Yeah, I haven't either. I've got the first one on GameCube just sitting in my living room, and I've been meaning to get to it before I pick it up. I just haven't yet.
Yeah, from what I've been hearing, I've heard people say it's a good game, but it doesn't really change much in terms of Luigi's Mansion games go.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of just the same thing for any Mario game. Like, they largely find what works, and they make like small innovations on it.
Yep, fair enough. So yeah, I know that there's going to be a lot of people picking that up. And if you do, I think it's mandatory that you actually buy those spooky Joy-Con that came out like a month and a half ago.
Oh yeah, the purple and orange one. Yeah. Dude, I really want those. Those look good.
Yeah, those are cool looking.
Speaking of controllers, this Monday, November 4th, the Elite Series 2 controller releases. Ooh. And that has been getting tons and tons of positive critical reviews so far. So,
do you have the current Elite controller?
I used to. I sold it off because I was so worried about breaking it that I wasn't using it.
Oh, yeah, that's... I guess I can see that. Yeah, I got mine shortly after it came out. They were hard to find when the first one came out. And I know I was at a Best Buy and they had like 3 of them. And I bought 2 of them because I knew one of my friends for sure would have wanted it. So he just paid me for it. But yeah, I don't know. I want this one. But with like mine is fine right now.
Yeah,
I don't know if it warrants me, spending the money just to have a rechargeable battery. But at the same time, I think I could just wait it out and find it on sale like a year from now or something.
Yeah. So this thing is more expensive than the Series 1. It's $180. The original one was $150. I was watching Podcast Unlocked last night, and they were talking about this, and like this is like the first official Xbox controller to have like built-in batteries, and like there's a charger in the case and everything. And it has been confirmed that this will work for Project Scorpio, even though we haven't even seen what the new controller will look like, but we all know it's going to be very similar to the current thing.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know. Personally, like, I love my Elite controller. It's all I play with, and I use all the paddles and everything on it. I just think that I'd be better off waiting sometime in the next year before Scarlet comes out. I'm sure I will find this for cheaper than $180.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
I think that Costco has it for $160. I think I saw that online somewhere. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you've never used an Elite controller. Because this one's Bluetooth now. The first one was not. And they've made a bunch of minor changes that definitely make it better.
That's good. Yeah, no, definitely something to look out for. If you have the money, go for it. I probably won't, but still.
Yep. Moving on, Just Dance 2020. Let's go.
Yeah, the final game that will release on the Wii.
Is that really the final one?
Mm-hmm. Or at least that's what I thought I heard. I could be wrong. Also, that same day, Red Dead Redemption 2 releases on PC, and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Which actually, I'm a huge Mario fan. I'm a huge Sonic fan. Like, I grew up with both of those guys. And once I heard, like when the Olympic Games originally came out, and I was like, oh yeah, sweet, a Mario and Sonic crossover. And then I found out, it's just Olympics. I was kind of disappointed, and so I've just never given it a try. This one for the Switch actually looks pretty good, and I'm tempted to give it a try. It's still not the Mario and Sonic crossover game I want, but hey, it's got my interest with like the 2D mini games and everything. It looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow, yeah. I'm scrolling through some pictures here, and if you're watching the podcast on YouTube or the Facebook page, you can see them. I like how it kind of mixes like the retro with the new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's really cool.
They definitely had some good ideas for this one. I always thought it was really odd that it was coming out in 2019, but whatever. No, I'm very interested in it.
Oh my God, Bowser rides a horse?
Yeah.
This is a real thing that exists.
Oh, and don't forget that we had a talk earlier this year about Wario's missing nipples. That's this game.
Ooh, here we go, boys. Wario's missing nipples. They're coming back.
There we go. Game of the year.
Game of the year 2019.
Yeah.
As you can see on this list, there's so many random little Switch games that, like, I wonder how many copies they sell for some of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Puzzlement. Like, what? I mean,
enough. Not too long ago, I saw there was a sale on this game that I never heard of. I can't remember what it's called. It might be like Membrane or something. And it was 8 cents. So I bought it, and I haven't played it. But I bought it because it was 8 cents.
I guess if you get enough people like that, you're going to make some sort of money.
Right? So, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, I think that's pretty much it in the next week here. And then, of course, we'll talk about it next week. We got Death Stranding coming out next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Are you getting that by chance?
No. Yeah, I've never really been interested in Kojima's games.
Yeah, neither have I. But for some reason, I watched that. They came out with the launch trailer. I don't know if that was today or yesterday, but I watched it this morning. And I was like glued to my phone watching it at work just because I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I was so confused the whole time.
I mean, we've been saying that for like 5 years now, though, about this game.
Yeah, I know. I think I pre-ordered on Amazon the collector's edition with the baby. But like just to either like decide if I want it or not, but I'm definitely canceling that. I could care less. I don't think I'm picking this game up at all.
No,
maybe down the road if it goes on sale or something.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I think we all know that really all we've been playing this week is Modern Warfare and Outer Worlds. So, what do you want to talk about first this week?
Let's talk about Modern Warfare.
All right. Have you played the campaign yet?
No, I've not touched it.
I have not either. I've only played multiplayer. But what are your overall thoughts on multiplayer?
I'm digging it. I really like the what is it? What is it called? I can't even remember. Grand Operative? I can't remember. The big one. It's like Battlefield.
Ground War.
Ground War, there you go. That's the one I'm really digging that. I like Ground War a lot. But that's because I'm mainly a big Battlefield fan. I prefer Battlefield over Call of Duty overall. But it feels so nice because it's so chaotic compared to Battlefield. Battlefield, you can spawn and spend like 5 minutes without even seeing somebody sometimes. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Call of Duty, like you spawn and there's a helicopter zooming past your head you could shoot at. There's a lot of snipers for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I've been enjoying it a lot, and I usually just go into quick play is my go-to if I'm playing solo. Mm-hmm. And I'll just kind of see where it takes me, what game modes. I think it was Search and Destroy with you last night, and I was not a fan.
Yeah, I've never been much of a fan of Search and Destroy. I'm actually on the opposite end. I'm a much bigger Call of Duty fan than I am Battlefield, and I'm not crazy about Ground War. It's just too big for me.
It makes sense.
I prefer smaller maps and where things are more exciting and compact. That being said, the overall maps in this game I don't think are good. Like, I can't think of a single map that I'm like, oh yeah, I genuinely like this map. Every single one, I'm like, this isn't great. So I think that's like the biggest issue with Modern Warfare. Overall, though, I think it's good, and it's been selling well. I mean, this is like the best-selling Call of Duty this fast in 6 years. I mean, Call of Duty is always going to be like the number one sold game every year, but this one's doing really well again. Of course, though, most of that's probably because it's called Modern Warfare. Yeah, I mean, I've just been too much focused on the other game that we're going to talk about to play this, but I've put quite a bit of time into this. I'm almost at level 30. Wrote up a few guides on it. Check out my Twitter at Revic Shadows to get the links to those. It's just, I don't know. I think part of me wants to like it more than I do, but I don't know. I might still be just worn out on Call of Duty overall. They've changed things up. Not all of them are good changes, but some of them are. Like they've the kill time is a lot faster now. Like you're not just pumping bullets into people before they die.
It does feel very fast. I will agree with that.
It feels better, but there's just so many like little things in there where I'm like, this isn't great. I'm not having as good of a time as I was hoping I would. But that doesn't mean I don't like the game. I do like it. It's just, I don't know. I guess I was expecting more. I don't know. But I also haven't tried Spec Ops or the campaign yet, which I've been hearing pretty good things about. So
is Spec Ops the co-op mode?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I know that there was all that controversy about the PS4 having some certain game mode. That's just like a sub game mode within Spec Ops, right?
I haven't really looked at it at all, but
I'm not sure.
From what I think it had something to do with like just one of the Spec Ops missions was a PlayStation exclusive for a year, but I'm not sure.
Well, no, it's I don't. Oh, I think it is a year. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, Spec Ops has never been like the thing that I go to for Call of Duty. It's always multiplayer, and then the campaign is secondary. So I plan on starting it. I don't know, I'm not that excited about it, really.
Yeah, for me, sorry, I have to sneeze. Oh man, not editing that out. For me, I think that it's kind of refreshing to play a first-person shooter that's modern day again. Because like I was so burned out on, so like I said, I'm a big Battlefield guy. So Battlefield 1 I think it was. Yeah, it was World War One came out. That was cool. I dig that a little bit. Not as much as previous ones, but I thought it was cool. And then Call of Duty World War Two came out, I think the same year, and I played a lot of that, and I enjoyed that. And then I thought that in my mind at the time, I was like, okay, so now they're gonna go back to either, like modern stuff. And then the following year, Call of Duty was Black Ops 4, which was, future tech, and I didn't like that much at all. Because it was just like a
Black
bunch
Ops
of, like,
4 was pretty modern.
Well, I mean, it was like future tech. It was like zip lines and shit and bionic arms. I wasn't into it.
I think you're
much.
thinking of Black Ops 3.
No, definitely Black Ops 4, where you had like the supers and stuff.
But I don't know. I mean, kind of. It was a lot more modern than like the other Call of Duty games have been lately.
Yeah, and then also we had Battlefield 5, which was World War II again. So it's just nice to have, like, I don't know, real life guns, I guess, and more boots on the ground, and not as much as that super stuff. I don't know. I just feel like it's refreshing to have, because it is modern warfare, so they kind of went back to their roots, I guess, with this game.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to hear kind of what we all think about the campaign, because I have not tried it. I don't know if Connor has or not. I'd imagine he's at least tried it. The dude bought the fucking night vision goggles, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he's been pretty hard into the multiplayer lately, so I don't know if he's given himself a chance to play that or not. So, I don't know. We'll find out next week.
We will find out next week. What else have you been playing?
Outer Worlds, baby! So this released on the same day as Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and I have been playing this nonstop. Actually, today I just finally hit credits on it, so I completed my first playthrough of it, and I really like this game. It does a lot of things that just really nail home for me. A lot of talk about this being Fallout in space, and it kind of is. It's Fallout in a smaller open world, set across different planets, really. And I think they do a lot of great things. My first character, I set him up to be a really good, like, smooth talker. Like, I really put a lot into his perception, lying, and intimidation. And then I took some away from, like, his physical stats so that I could just really focus on, like, talking my way out of things. But I also ended up, like, putting stuff into, like, my science and all that. But I ended up getting a permanent concussion from the flaw system in there. So I got, like, 5 mental things taken away from me. So my guy was dumb. And, like, after that point, I had all of these options to, like, choose a dumb response to things. So
that's, like, super in depth.
Yeah, it's really great because it, like, actually affects the game and everything. So, like, for an example, I was looking for a password on a terminal, and I hadn't found it yet, but I hacked my way in. And then it asked for, like, a second password, and it gave me an option to leave the terminal and go look for it, or just my dumb option was type 1 2 3 4, and that actually got me in.
Yeah, dude, I love, like, the small humor in this game. Like, there's many, like, small, like, I don't know, like, one punch lines. It's like
the whole game is just bursting with personality, which is a thing that Fallout isn't really lacking in personality, but Outer Worlds is, like, overflowing with it. Like, all of the areas and people, they're just very colorful. They feel very lively. It's not just this dark dystopian wasteland. These are, like, actually people. They really, like, let their feelings known and everything. It's really impressive, the writing and everything that's gone into this game. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that it feels like what you're responding to people actually matters. In terms of what happens next and kind of what NPC's opinion of you are. I'm kind of on the other end in terms of I've only spent 3.5 hours on the game so far. I just haven't had the time to play, in all honesty. But how long did it take you to beat? What was your time on your save?
My time said about 20 hours, but that doesn't take into account times that I've died or I've just reloaded to try something new. So I would guess probably about 25 hours.
And were you going through trying to do all the side
At
quests?
First I was, but then I started hitting points where I was like, okay, I'm kind of ready to like move forward with the story, because when you play on normal, things get a little bit too easy, I think.
Oh, okay. So if you're doing side quests, you're just leveling too much?
Yeah, like everything I was fighting was just too easy, and I ended up just like blowing through things, even with my like physical attributes down a little. So I don't know. My second playthrough is definitely going to be on hard mode, because I've heard that is quite a bit of a jump and challenge.
So do you think that you're going to go through and start doing all the side quests in that next playthrough now?
I don't know. I made a... So the game does a thing where it's like, before you go into the final mission, it's like, hey, this is the final mission. Once you go here, you can't come back. So I put a save point there. So at any point, I could just jump back to that save and just go for the other side missions. Because I got a lot of them done. Like, I completed all of the companion side missions and everything.
Oh, cool.
And let me say, the companions in this game I love.
Hey,
especially...
quick question.
What's up?
Can you fuck them companions or what?
No, there's no relationship thing there.
That is not cool, man.
But I love them. Parvati especially. She's one of the first people you get, and you get her in like the main first mission. You can't really like go around not getting her, but you can like tell her not to come with you. She's just like a very pure person the entire time. I went the entire game without removing her from my party, because I just loved hearing what she had to say on things, and she really helps out your engineering and your perception. Just really a great companion the entire way, but all the other companions are great as well. Vicar Max is great at hacking, and his companion quest looks at his like background and how he used to be in jail. Ellie, just an awesome pirate / doctor who's just all about adventure and doing crazy things. Naoka, who's a hunter that gets drunk all the time, and she'll tell you stories about her old friends and all their stories. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff in there, and I really recommend going through the companion quest if you get the chance to. Like, don't just run through the main story, because there's a lot of good stuff on the side there.
Yeah, I probably plan on doing something similar to how you played it, and just kind of seeing a little bit of everything, and then eventually I'll probably just go through the story, just because there's way too many games right now. Like, I still haven't beaten Borderlands 3. Like, I'm so close. I'm like maybe 4 to 5 hours from the end of that game, but I just haven't gone to the final boss and beat it. And then we got Jedi Fallen Order, which I know I'm getting, because that game looks awesome in my eyes. But yeah, like, this game, I'm definitely planning on beating it. It's just a matter of how I'm going to play through the game.
Okay.
I'm just now leaving that first planet.
Yeah.
So that's about where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, cool. No, there's quite a few other places you can go. There's a couple that you'd go to just one time, which was kind of pointless in my opinion. Like, one station that you go into to claim it for a company, and then you have no need to ever go back. I felt like that was kind of a waste of time. They could have just put that in one of the other worlds, but whatever. I think the worlds are made great. They all look a bit different from each other, all very colorful. Kind of wish there were more enemies. They're not, like, the entire time, pretty much, unless you start a fight with one of the corporations, the only human enemies you fight are marauders. Besides that, you have like 3 different animal enemies, like, and they look good, they look great, but it's just, I was hoping for more there.
Yeah, I did read something online saying that somebody played through the entire game and just killed everybody everywhere he went.
Yep, you can kill everyone in the game except for like one person, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's really interesting to me. Like, that takes me back to like old school RPG type games. where like anything goes. So I think that that's really awesome because you don't get that in many games nowadays.
Yeah, no, that's actually my plan for my next run through. Is I'm gonna just be a total dick and kill everyone that I see.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see how that works out. Maybe I'll watch a video or something. But yeah, I can't even comprehend the kind of work that goes into making a game that you're able to just do that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there was this game isn't as big as like a Fallout 4, maybe a Fallout 3 is even bigger, but there's a lot of stuff jam packed into there, and I think Obsidian did a great job. Like really, if you think about it, like just think of like how big of a get this is for Microsoft, who acquired Obsidian last year. Like this isn't a Xbox only game, but it's on Game Pass because Microsoft worked out a deal with Private Division, the publisher, and everything. And like going forward, now Microsoft owns the Outer Worlds, I think. Yeah. I'm not for sure, but I think they own it.
I'd assume so.
So there could be a sequel down the line.
Either way, since Microsoft owns Outer Worlds, or owns Obsidian, I could see.
I mean, they've got a great developer there anyway.
Yeah, I could see them just being like, all right, since we don't own the Outer Worlds IP, we'll have you make something else in the same genre.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I could see it going either way. I could see if they don't own Outer Worlds, the IP, I could see them still making Outer Worlds 2 and just raking in all the dough.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But just imagine how good whatever game Obsidian makes next is going to look with like having all of Microsoft's assets.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to use like their resources. It's just going to be awesome.
And from what everyone has been saying that's been acquired by Microsoft lately is just Microsoft has been giving them like complete creative freedom to make what they want. Like that's awesome.
Like, and I know that like studios have been helping each other too. Like I think that the Water and Sea of Thieves was actually from Forza, which is it makes no goddamn sense. How does that make sense? It doesn't.
It looks great though.
Like why does Forza have like top of the line water?
Well, that was Forza Horizon 3 when they went out to Australia and they they got like really deep into designing everything, and Forza games just always look great.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it just makes me excited for what the future holds for Obsidian as a studio, you know? And like this game is such a big hit that I definitely could see a sequel coming a few years down the line.
Have they? I haven't seen anything, but have they said anything about like DLC for this?
Not that I'm aware of, but I wouldn't be surprised if they came out with something.
I hope they support it because like I said, this has been one of my favorite games of the year so far. Definitely, I mean there's like nothing else for RPGs this year, was there? Like this is definitely the top of the line RPG I think that we got.
Yeah, I mean unless you include Fire Emblem.
Okay, yeah, Fire Emblem, but like besides those two.
But yeah, I think that
Dragon
this one's
Quest re-release.
I think that Outer Worlds is definitely widely received as opposed to Fire Emblem, where it's a very niche kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like the West over here.
I think Bethesda's shortcomings the last year also helped out Obsidian a lot with this.
Oh yeah, because if Fallout 76 was a great game right now, we might not have as many people talking about this.
Yeah, this is the Fallout game that people want right now.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I'm excited for what the future holds for both Obsidian and I guess the Outer Worlds as a whole. But yeah, let's get into the news.
All right. So I'll take the first one here. So there's been some issues with Kotaku and their parent company, GO Media. This is from Paul Tamburo of GameRevolution.com. Kotaku and other ex-Gawker sites are fighting back against new owners. Kotaku and other former Gawker properties are fighting back against their new parent company, GO Media, over disruptive decisions being made across the sites. Following pushback from the sites operating under the Gizmodo Media Group umbrella, GO Media has now reportedly fired Deadspin's long-serving deputy editor, Barry Pacheski. After Gawker's bankruptcy, the remaining sites that operated under it formed the Gizmodo Media Group, which was sold to the private equity firm Great Hill Partners in early 2019. The firm combined GMG with The Onion, creating the new company GO Media. This past week, various editors and writers within GMG spoke out against the advertisements being displayed on their sites greenlit by Geo Media. Each site posted a call to arms for their readers, encouraging them to email Geo Media if they disapproved of the ads, in the hope of improving the user experience. The posts were reportedly deleted by Geo Media, and after those involved became more vocal online, Pachetsky was allegedly fired. GMG's union tweeted that the firing of Pachetsky would not stand and that it would provide updates soon. Barry Pachetsky claimed that the reasoning for his dismissal was due to him not sticking to sports. Deadspin has previously pushed back against Geo Media due to a memo from their management reportedly encouraging them to stick to sports. Deadspin, known for its coverage of politics and culture, openly mocked and criticized this directive on the site. But while Deadspin's issues with Geo Media have been well documented, Kotaku has stayed out of the spotlight in this regard until today. It's been a tiring day for more reasons than one, tweeted editor-in-chief Steven Totillo. Thank you to everyone who has stuck with Kotaku through thick and thin. Your support means the world to me and the team, and we will continue to do the best job we can to make the site ever better. I don't know what's going to happen next, but to everyone who has read and supported our work at Kotaku over the years, thank you, tweeted news editor Jason Schreier. Geo Media has yet to release an official statement regarding its termination of Pachetsky, but, not too long ago here, I was scrolling Twitter and Jason Schreier posted a thing. Him and the Kotaku lead guy, what's his name? I just read it. Steven Totillo. Him and Schreier are both sporting profile pictures on their Twitter right now that says GMG Union.
Yep.
And Schreier just recently tweeted Deadspin forever, and someone asked,
"Oh God!"
Someone asked what happened, and he said most of the staff just resigned. So things are blowing up in that regard right now.
And I do see that Jason Schreier retweeted recently after that a 2013 tweet from the @Deadspin Twitter account. At Donald Trump that just says "Go fuck yourself."
Oh man. So yeah, there's like the sports guy was like told to focus on sports, and he got fired, and now there was like a bunch of talk about other people being laid off and everything. This thing is getting ugly like really fast.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know what the outcome's going to be. Like, I know that Kotaku is kind of in the middle of it as well now. And I've been reading Jason Schreier's tweets since this all started going down, and some people have asked him, like, yo, like, if Kotaku does close, like, I really want to keep seeing you and, I don't know, his two co-hosts on, like, whatever podcast they do. Like, I still want to keep seeing you guys. And he's like, oh, don't worry. Even if this closes down, we'll still be doing it together. So it's like they're in solidarity.
So I found a post by GMG Union on Twitter. It's a statement about the resignations at Deadspin. Today, a number of our colleagues at Deadspin resigned from their positions. From the outset, CEO Jim Spanfeller has worked to undermine a successful site by curtailing its most well-read coverage because it makes him personally uncomfortable. This is not what journalism looks like, and it is not what editorial independence looks like. Stick to sports is and always has been a thinly veiled euphemism for don't speak truth to power. In addition to being bad business, Spanfeller's actions are morally reprehensible. The GMG Union stands with our current and former Deadspin colleagues and condemns Jen Spanfeller in the strongest possible terms. Jeez.
This is getting insane.
Yeah, it is. Definitely a lot of animosity between all the parties here and their parent company here. Jeez. Like, if you just go to @GMG Union, you can see just all these tweets.
Yeah,
look at this fucking asshole. This is why you don't kiss the ring. A lot of, like, ethical things in here. This is, wow.
Don't cook chicken in a fucking dishwasher.
This is how things work now at Geo Media. Like, if you get the chance, just go @GMG Union and just, like, really look through there. Like, they are they're laying it on hard right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure we'll have a lot more info next week because this just started developing pretty much yesterday, right?
I think
it really
started
going
within
down.
the last couple days for sure.
Yeah, so I'm sure that by next week we'll have a lot more to talk about on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's just moving so fast.
Yeah, you got to figure with the way things are moving that there has to be some resolution fast, like maybe by this weekend. Like something has to happen, like either they get let go or everyone quits or like the parent company sells them. Like this is going to be a fast moving thing, I feel.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. So what do you think is going to happen with Kotaku then?
I mean, at some point I could really see them just like backing off and like just having a walkout as well, like just resigning. Which is funny because I was watching Kind of Funny Games Daily and like Imran Khan, who was just recently let go at Game Informer, he's like, yeah, I probably shouldn't be talking crap about them since I have an open application with them. And Greg Miller was like, do you still want to work there? And he's like, that's something that we would definitely have to talk about. Like this is like big stuff right now for anyone in the industry.
Because like anybody who wants to get into journalism, like they don't want to be censored.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
All this is just the man trying to censor them in their opinions.
Yeah, I applied for one of Kotaku's spots recently, but if they were to get a hold of me, I'd be like, no, like I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah,
like my writing, I want to be able to say what I want. Of course, there's limitations to that, but still,
yeah, it definitely doesn't look good on Kotaku, but at the same time, it's not like their fault.
No, this is 100%. This is not on Kotaku. This is the parent company, GMO or something. Geo
Media or something. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever it was, whatever I read at the beginning. This is all on them.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It really is. But yeah, like I said, I think next week we're gonna have a lot more information on what exactly is going on here and what the repercussions of all this is going to be. I could easily see them just quickly being sold, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? Who knows? There's definitely a lot of money to be lost here if they do just close down these sites.
Yeah,
especially like Jason Schreier. He's like the one video game journalist that like people who don't even care about video games know of because he breaks shit.
He's definitely like the number one investigative journalist in the gaming industry, I would say. Like he's the one that's most known. Let's say that. Everyone knows about your Greg Millers and the people at IGN and Game Informer, but like when you hear about like breaking news that hasn't been like publicly announced, it's usually Jason Schreier who like did the digging and found it himself.
Yep, he's definitely good, and I don't know. This is going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and take us into the next article. This comes from Sam Byford at The Verge. It's titled, "The PS4 has outsold the original PlayStation and the Wii." Sony has announced as part of its second quarter earnings report that it sold 2.8 million PlayStation 4 consoles between July and September. Since the company hit exactly 100 million sales 3 months ago, the total is now at 102.8 million, meaning the PS4 has outsold the original PlayStation. The PlayStation, as you may remember, was an enormous success. It sold 102.5 million units, vastly more than competitors like the Sega Saturn and the Nintendo 64, and until now, it was the second best-selling home console of all time, behind the PS2, which sold a probably unrepeatable 155 million. Also of note, the Nintendo Wii's total of 101.6 million has been surpassed this quarter as well. So yeah, this is crazy.
Mm-hmm. If you look at a list of the top 5 best-selling consoles ever, the only one in there that's not a PlayStation console is the Wii at number 3 now, I think.
Yeah, I mean, kudos to them. At the same time, though, like, the PS4 has had so many iterations as well that, like, have incentivized people to, upgrade to a Pro or something.
Mm-hmm.
So that definitely factors into some of these sales, but still a huge number regardless.
Yeah, and also like a big part of this is just how bad Xbox was at the beginning of this generation. Like that pushed so many people towards getting a PS4.
Yep, I completely agree. It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of leads into the next gen, but we'll save that conversation for a different day.
Yeah, for sure. Just a cool little thing to talk about. Another cool little thing to talk about is the Japanese government has honored Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto as a person of cultural merit. This is from Adam Bankhurst at IGN. Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto, the creative force behind such franchises as Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, and Star Fox, has been officially named a person of cultural merit by the Japanese government for his important cultural contributions to the world through video games. As reported by Kotaku, Miyamoto is one of 20 individuals to receive one of Japan's highest honors for a creator, and all recipients come from a variety of fields, including arts, music, science, and academia. Nikkei? I don't know. Also reported that manga creator Moto... Okay, it's just other people getting it. Manga creator Moto Hagio, filmmaker Nobuhiko Obayashi, and previous honorees include Studio Ghibli's... This is a lot of Japanese names.
Yeah.
Hayao Miyazaki and Shigeru Mizuki of GGG.
No Kitaro.
No, yeah, GGG no
Kitaro.
Kitaro. Yeah. Shigeru Miyamoto is awesome. Still, he's a legend, and he's getting honored in that way. I mean,
as he should.
Yeah, for sure. Did you have a topic of the show you want to talk about this week? Because if not, I just thought of one.
I do not, but go for it.
Let's talk about your favorite Shigeru Miyamoto game. Like, just like anything. We can talk about Mario, Pikmin, whatever. Like this dude, he really... I mean, he's like the main reason I play video games. Like, when I was 4 years old, my mom bought me a Nintendo 64 with Super Mario 64, and I just got lost in that game. Like, I fell in love. And then, of course, from there on, I'm a huge Zelda fan, and I just love Nintendo consoles in general and just all the games that they've done. But without Shigeru Miyamoto, like, who knows where we're at?
Yeah,
with
who
the
knows
gaming
where this
industry.
Yeah, who knows where the industry would be as a whole. Like, Mario kind of really paved the way. It was probably one of the first major successes.
Well, yeah, I mean, Mario was what saved the gaming industry after Atari tried flushing it down the toilet. Like it.
Oh, Atari.
Fucking Atari.
Kind of like what they're doing now with that new thing, whatever the fuck, VCS.
I hate Atari.
Or whatever.
I really hate them. But yeah, man, I mean, everyone in the gaming industry knows who Shigeru Miyamoto is. Like, he deserves the highest praise from any gaming fan. But are there any like games you can think of off the top of your head that do with him that you're like, oh yeah, this game like really drove my interest in gaming or anything?
Probably just Mario 64, because like me and you are part of the same generation, so like we both had N64s growing up. Like that was probably the first major console, first one that I was old enough to really wrap my head around and be able to play a game like Mario 64. And I used to play so much of it. For some reason, my favorite level was that penguin level.
Oh yeah,
where you slide down the slide.
You can pick up the penguin and then drop them off the map.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, that kind of just really sprung into my love of games, I guess. And like obviously, you know, like Mario Kart and stuff. That's, you know, it's all got Mario in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
then like you said, Luigi's Mansion. You're thinking of picking up Luigi's Mansion just because it's a Switch game.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know that, you know, that's going to be treated with care because of the origins of it all.
Yeah, like it, like not just like the gaming industry in general. We don't know where we would be without him, but like think about Nintendo without Mario, without Zelda, without Donkey Kong. Like that's just insane to think about. Like like most of the iconic cast of Nintendo characters is because of Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, it's wild because that's pretty much all of Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't exist if Miyamoto doesn't exist, I guess you could say.
Well, they definitely wouldn't exist in the gaming landscape, that's for sure, because they've always been like a toy company, but they would still probably be like a main toy company and not really focused on video games at all.
Yeah, which is crazy because that's all you think of Nintendo as now.
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of butterfly effect things going on if you don't have Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yeah, but I think that wraps up the podcast pretty well. Speaking of butterfly effect, John streamed Until Dawn the other day. How was that?
I did. I had a lot of issues with it, but overall, it was an okay game. A bit slow moving, but I had fun with it.
I also started.
Jumped a couple times.
I started last night with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
We got through. I think it's like because it kind of breaks it up into episodes, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, we got through the first one, so we just started episode 2.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I like the graphics. There's people in it that I didn't know. Like I didn't remember. I knew at the time, but completely forgot that like Rami Malek is in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that main chick, Hayden something.
Panettiere or something like that.
Yeah. I recognize the name, but I don't know who she is. But
yeah, I don't really know either.
Definitely a good spooky game to play to round out this spook season.
Yeah. Are we planning on doing any? Like, I think we should do like another stream.
Yeah, I'm down. I had a lot of fun playing
Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
That game terrifies me.
I think we should also get Friday the 13th to try.
And World War Z as well.
Oh yes,
it just came to Game Pass.
My language.
So I have it downloaded now. But yeah, check out our various streaming services for that. You can find me on mixer.com/Campo63, at Campo63 on Twitter. Check out our Facebook, Pixel Street Podcast, where I just put a clip up the other day of me having spent like almost an hour starting my Outer Worlds character and then my Xbox crashed.
I saw that.
Oh my god, I was so bummed out. But
I bet.
Yeah, so you can go check that out. We've also been posting some of our stream VODs up there, so you can go watch it if you're not able to watch us live. John, where can we find you?
On Twitter, I am at Revik Shadows. Been writing a lot about the Outer Worlds and Call of Duty in the last week here. Once Pokemon comes out, expect to see a lot of writing about that. On Mixer, you can find me mixer.com/Revik Shadows with underscores in between there. And on YouTube, you can just search Revik Shadows or go youtube.com/JohnJW92.
And as far as Connor goes, you can find him somewhere lurking in the night with his night vision goggles. Because I'm told that he sleeps during the day now and he only does anything at nighttime.
Yeah, he just he puts on the night vision goggles, and his wife is really worried about him. Like, guys, if you see him, please send him home. Like, he hasn't been home in days.
He's just butt ass naked with night vision goggles on.
Yeah, it's really disturbing.
Yeah, but yeah, we will see you right back here next week for episode 82 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.